What's up, guys? NottheWinner here, and I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about builds and Paragon points. Now, obviously, your gear is going to determine certain setups that you might want to go for, whether you're going for more summons, whether you're going for more skills, whatever it may be. Doesn't really matter. So just get your gear that's going to be set up along those lines. And then what you're going to want to do is go into your skill tree and check out what skills you want to go for. For me, I went with a couple of the blood-based skills and then turned those towards my summoning spells and boosted up all my summons. So what you'll see, my build right now is Hemorrhage, boosted all the way up with the Initiates, Blood Surge with the Supernatural, just a couple points in the Corpse Explosion to bring it over to the Plagued Corpse Explosion, and then 3 points in Skeletal Warrior Mastery, in Thorns, and then also my Grim Harvest for the extra essence and Fueled by Death. I do also have Hued Flesh for the chance to create additional corpses as I'm attacking. Now, on this one, I didn't go too crazy. I grabbed the Decrepify, but I don't really use it. Skeletal Mage Master was the main focus for me on this one. On the fourth column, I don't really have a focus at all. I just kind of moved past it so that I could move on to the Golem Mastery, the Inspiring Leader for the minions' attack speed, the Hellbent Commander for the damage, and then the Defense so they don't die as easily. I do run Bone Storm rather than Army of the Dead. Yes, I realize I could bring up all the warriors and mages back from the dead instantly using Army of the Dead, but Bone Storm seems to work out a lot better for me, and then I have ways to deal additional damage while Bone Storm's active, and also the damage reduction's nice. Now, I did add to the blood, increase the maximum life by 10% after being healthy, rather than Kalan's Edict, which would be more attack speed for my minions. Definitely something that I should be considering swapping over to with everything that I'll be doing with my Paragon points. Now, this was the major focus that I wanted to talk about. Clearly, I am just level 50. There's tons more that I can do in terms of these Paragon points, but if you look right here, Rare Node Prime, 20% damage, 4% maximum life. Due to me having high enough willpower, I get that 20% instead of 10%. Over here, I will be able to get enough willpower for this one as well, so that's going to be another 20% damage. Now, these are the starter ones, though. You're going to put your glyph, which for me is Reanimator, and then you're going to unlock your starting nodes. But then you get here, Board Attachment Gate. When you get to a Board Attachment Gate, you actually choose different selections of boards. And out of these 8 boards, there's 2 that really call towards me, a summoner. We have Cult Leader, where minions deal additional damage for each minion type, and then the rare nodes, where I can get bonus minion damage, damage reduction for the minions, Skeletal Mage, and damage and resistance, Skeletal Warrior damage and resistance. So they're going to get tankier and tankier. They're going to be able to survive more and more hits with Armor Clad. But then we also have Hulking Monstrosity, which is for the Golems. Golems max life and damage, and resistances, armor, just everything that's going to make them tanky and survive next to anything. Very, very useful. Like, for example, if you wanted to go for golems only, no other summons, you could go for a Hulking Monstrosity board, and then in your Book of the Dead, make sure you turn the other 2 as sacrifices instead for higher damage. And then you just have a really, really tanky body in between you while you're doing all your spell casting. So very useful there. I'm going to go for Minion Army. So Cult Leader here. If we go to preview, we can see that we can start over here. We can try and head over towards this, the Legendary Node Cult Leader. We can head towards Infused Warrior, and it has some pretty hefty stat requirements. So we're going to want to make sure we push through our boards. But not only that, these boards can be rotated. You don't necessarily have to start over by the legendary piece. You could plan on moving through these ones, right? And then as you're moving through, sorry guys, they had to spawn right on me, of course. Okay. You guys can handle that. Alright, so as you're moving through, you can kind of decide, alright, cool, I'm going to grab Puppeteer, then I'm going to cut over here and grab the Legendary, which lets me cut over to Armor Clad before I move on to my next board attachment, right? Or you could go for the full board, if this is something that you plan on using all of your summons all the time. And you just rotate the board depending on how you want to start it and move through it. Like for me, I wouldn't mind going here, grab the left slot, grab the glyph. Since this is already right here, we can snag that. The board attachment, we could essentially leave this board over on the right here, but I think we could literally run through, grab all those, grab this, and then decide if we want to go up for Infused Warrior or Infused Caster, but easily push through Cult Leader into Armor Clad and decide if our board wants to go up or to the right. So there's a whole bunch of options, especially with the rotation system, and it really allows you to kind of make your decisions on what path you want to take, what stats you want to focus on even, and how you're going to make your end game build, which if everyone has these options, yes, eventually there's going to be some best builds in the game and everything like that that you're going to see based on maxed out Paragon points, stats, everything like that. But based on what we're currently seeing here, there's so much variation that people are going to have in these like level 70 builds, for example. There's going to be so much variation based on Paragon points that I'm very intrigued to see all these different builds and which one ends up the most powerful. If this video was helpful to helping you guys understand Paragon points or just a simple build that you can run through with Necromancer, make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.